everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kat if you're new here. Sorry for some of the noise you might hear. I am, as you can see, outside and some of my neighbors are doing yard work. But I'm on the porch today because what we are doing is what I'm sitting in. I'll be showing you how I made this awesome porch swing so that I can relax out on the porch as much as I want. I've been looking for a way to make it so I would spend more time outside, and this is one of the perfect ways to do that in the summer. Let's get into the video. I'm going to use some outdoor fabric. What is happening? Okay. This is outdoor fabric, so it will withstand the elements. And it's pretty thick. It's also made out of a plastic type of fiber, so it'll hold up pretty well. And it's pineapples, which I love pineapples. So I bought 4 yards of this, just in case I needed more. So I'm unfolding it, and I'm gonna lay it out and kind of visualize what size I want it to be. So I did end up measuring my porch just to make sure that the swing wouldn't be too big, and I'm going to aim for about 4 feet wide, and that'll give us an actual square swing instead of more of a rectangle. Okay, to save some time, I'm going to only sew 3 sides. So the side that is folded will just remain folded. Once you have your fabric measured, your first step is to fold the fabric inside out. The reason for folding is so that you can't see the seams as well. If you fold it the right side out, then you'll be able to see all of the seams and you'll probably see some fraying, but if you hide the seams inside, then it stops the fraying from happening quite as much, and it also creates a stronger hold. Now I want to disclose now, I'm not the best person at sewing. Like, I'm not an expert. I by no means know every type of stitch. So I do only use basic stitches, but this kind of stitch will hold this together. So pretty much anyone can do this. Now before I actually start with the needle and thread, I'm going to go around with some pins just to make sure that I have even edges and that they'll stay in place when I start to sew. I also drew a line for me to follow when sewing so that I'll have a very nice straight line with my seam instead of having any wiggling of the line or anything like that. So in case you guys can't see well enough, I'm going to explain this stitch. Essentially, you want to go through both pieces of fabric, so both layers, and then pull back through just in a straight line, just back and forth through the fabric. I actually have started to kind of work a little faster because instead of going fully through and pulling it tight, fully through, pulling it tight, I go through a few times and then pull it tight, and that can save a little bit of time. But if you're not careful, you might get a tangled thread, so it might not pull through all the way. is what the seam will look like when it's all done. The next step before you stuff this with fluff is to make the corners where you will put the eyelet. And you're going to want to use a pretty big eyelet. I'm just stuffing this to give it a little extra padding to make it as comfy as possible. And I can tell you that it does make a difference. Sitting on this chair once it's made has been so comfortable. And I've actually spent every morning out on my porch since I made it. To stuff it, you just want to take some polyester filling, similar to what I'm using, whatever brand works. But you want to make sure it's light. If it's too dense, then it won't spread out easily, because you just want a thin layer of the padding inside of it. And you can tailor this completely to your taste. If you want more padding, you can add more. If you don't want any at all, you don't really have to add it, but it does make it more comfortable. fasteners, make sure they can hold up at least like 300 pounds. You also want to make sure that you have strong bolts, chains, connectors, and you will also need a drill and a wrench. When you have siding on your house like I do, you need to try to find the place where there are beams. And you can see that on the ceiling there is also a sort of siding. That made it kind of difficult to try to find a beam up above. So that's why we ended up fastening it next to the door instead, because we know that there's a beam there to support the door. And then otherwise we fastened it around the edges of the porch. So I ended up having to stop recording outside because someone was working on their lawn and it was very loud, so you wouldn't have been able to hear anything I was saying. I did get my dad's help to put up the swing because I wasn't really sure, and because it's something that you put a lot of weight into when you sit in it, you do want to make sure that it will stay up. So I want to reiterate, use fasteners that can hold up to at least 300 pounds. That is the minimum that you want to have, just for safety reasons. So also really quickly, when you are putting those on the ceiling, you want to drill one hole, then screw the fastener on, and then drill the second hole. And then also, well, personally, I love my new swing. I've been in it every single morning since I put it up, so it was definitely worth it for me. If you guys are interested in making this project, I would love to see your creations. You can share them with me on Instagram. My Instagram will be linked down below if you want to check it out. I do highly recommend this to anyone with any sort of space that they can put a swing in. It's very peaceful. Anyways, so that is all I have for you guys today. If you enjoyed this DIY video, then don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Do it, meow!
Kitty. Baby girl. What are you doing? Are you talking to your mama?